Stuffed peppers in the air fryer. Who needs the green peppers? Mix it up. Use those colors. Are you ready for something amazing? You grew up eating stuffed peppers. I know you did because we all did. That was like one thing all our mothers made, stuffed peppers, but it was always those green peppers. I'm not a fan of the green peppers. If you are, great. Make yours in the green. We're mixing ours up with some color today. So let's get cooking. Skillet. We're going to turn that on about a medium heat and add some oil. Today I'm using the olive oil because I do want to invoke a little bit of that flavor to the pepper meat that we're going to create rather than just a standard neutral oil. White onion. We are going to actually make the filling up, then stuff it into the pepper, then bake it off in the air fryer. That way it's only going to take 10 minutes once we get into that air fryer. If the standard way, a lot of people just made everything up in a bowl, the filling, shoved it into that pepper, you put it in the oven, and it took about an hour. Who wants to wait an hour to eat? I don't. When I'm hungry now. Overall, this is going to take maybe 20 minutes top, start to finish. I like quick meals like that. I can't stand up very long right now, so the quicker a meal comes together, the better. Ground beef. This is a lean ground beef. I believe this one was 93.7. You can do 90-10, but I wouldn't go any less lean than that. And we're just going to add that to the pan. Oh, this is going to be so delicious. Oh, as always, description below will have the full recipe with all the ingredients, the measurements, everything. So you don't have to sit there and try to follow along with me because I tend to get a little babbly. I tend to get a little all over the place sometimes. Makes the editing really fun. Doesn't it, honey? If you don't have one of those fancy tools, I know there's some kind of tool, usually they're black and they're like a crisscross on the end. That's a meat breaker upper. Old-fashioned potato masher works fabulous. It just breaks up that meat so that you don't have big chunks, because when you're stuffing them into a pepper, you really want just a little smaller bits of meat. Ooh, you could also make these with a sausage if you want. I bet that would actually be really good. A stuffed pepper, it's one of those dishes that you can kind of mix and match, add your own flair to it. I'm using white onions, like I said. You can mix it up and use a sweet Vidalia, a really sweet onion if you would like, to give it more of a sweet flavor. But because I'm putting mine into the colored peppers, those inherently are sweeter than a green pepper, so I don't want to have an overly sweet dish. You could also use a red onion if you really want that bold flavor. Once you get that down to where it's just starting to brown, we're going to go ahead and add in our seasonings. We have got some smoky paprika. It's going to give it a little bit more of a smoky flavor. Sage. Yes, I had to look because I have parsley too. Don't have my glasses on, can't see it very clearly. Wasn't sure what I had here, but this is sage. Parsley. And of course, kosher salt and black pepper. Oh, it already smells just heavenly. Oh, it's such a great mixture of flavors. Just aromatic is all, oh, that's the word. It's aromatic. One thing too, by using that leaner meat, not only does it prevent the bottoms of your peppers from sogging up, it also prevents you having a lot of grease in the pan that you have to kind of render out and scoop out. With leaner meats, you don't have to worry about that at all. So look for the skinny cow. You know, if you happen to butcher your own cow. Is that how that works? Is that what makes it leaner? Is it a skinnier cow versus a fat cow? Huh, I don't know. Well, if it is, look for the skinny cow. And we've got a couple more ingredients to add. Canned tomatoes. I have opted to use, I can show you, fire roasted. You don't have to use the fire roasted. You can just use the standard. To me, the fire roasted is going to add another level of smoky flavor, right? You can also, if you want, use fresh tomatoes. There we go. I don't want all the juice that's in here though, so you're going to drain out the juice. I've drained the juice out, so now we're going to go ahead and add that in to our pan. Next thing we're going to do is we've got just a can of tomato sauce. We are also going to add that into our pan, and in it goes. Oh, give that a nice mix. Get everything blended in there beautifully. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit again because I don't want it to splitty splatty all over my nice sweatshirt. The smells are already absolutely amazing. Oh yes, there's that word again. Amazeballs, delectable, delightful, aromaful. There's a new word for you. Aromaful. That's funny. Rice. Now, pre-cook your rice. Don't make your rice fresh today. Otherwise, once you add it, it's going to clump together. So I cooked this rice up yesterday, put it in the refrigerator so it's nice and cold. That's what you want, is you want day-old rice. This looks great. All the pink is gone from our meat. We're going to go ahead and turn it off. That going into there. Can we do it without making a mess or blocking the shot? Yep, we can. Ready? Here we go. Don't want that. All right, now that we've got that done, I'm gonna do a little rearranging. Don't go anywhere. We've got our filling ready to go. Now we need to get our peppers ready, but we wanna get our air fryer heating up because you do wanna let it preheat. Temperature, we're gonna air fry 360, and it's only gonna go about 10 minutes. As always, the actual time will be right there. Look, there it is. It might only take 10 minutes, but if there's any kind of difference, it'll be right there. Peppers. Oh, this is gonna be so good. So good. Cut the tops off, of course. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And I've got my little garbage bowl. Having a garbage bowl is a great thing. That way I'm not having to constantly turn around and throw things in my sink. You wanna get out all the inner grossness that's in there. The seeds, the ribs, whatever you wanna call them. Just reach in there with your hands. Yes, I'm doing this with my bare hands. Normally, I would have gloves because I don't want to smell like peppers all day long, but sometimes I forget to grab them. Now comes the fun part. This is going into those. You don't want to fill them like bubbly up on the top because they will bubble over a little bit. So you're just going to take them a little bit, almost flush with the top. And I believe this recipe will actually make a total of 4 stuffed peppers. I'm only making 3. So that leftover, you know what you could do with it, which I think would be amazing? Throw it into a pot, add a little beef stock to it or a little vegetable stock to it, maybe some sliced carrots, a little celery, and you can turn it almost into a stuffed pepper soup. Even add a little bit of extra diced peppers would be so incredible. Those look great. In they go. Just like that. No need to oil or grease or anything like that the tray because those peppers have a water content to them that's going to help keep them from sticking. If you want them more on the tender side, more on the softer side, obviously let yours go as long as you need them to reach your preference. We're done. Shall we take a look? I think so. I did make a slight change about halfway through cook time. Took a look at them to see how they were doing. Opted to add some shaved parm cheese to the top. You can add cheese if you want to. You don't have to. And look at that. Jaws of life to the rescue. Oh, there you have it. Look at that. Stuffed peppers. They've still got a little bit of, so you can see they're moving, so they are tender. They're not soft. They're tender with a little bit of a bite to them. Ooh, they're hot. Don't poke them so much. I don't know what to say. They look great. They smell great. Should we cut one in half and see what it looks like on the inside? Oh, see, and look at that. A butter knife. That's how you know it's tender. Look at that. Cooked through perfectly. A little bit of juice down there. Oh, it's juicy, it's tender, it's gonna be flavorful, it's gonna be freaking hot. I don't wanna take a bite. I don't wanna. It's gonna be hot. So I don't think I'm gonna take a bite this time. I think you're just gonna have to trust me that it tastes good. You know what? You don't have to trust me. Trust yourself. Make them. Eat them. You're gonna love them, right? I think so. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Until next time. Bye.